Hello everybody, it's your residential brickologist Lego Lee here with another throwback Lego Star Wars set review. Today, in honor of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, we're reviewing set number 7754, the Home 1 Mon Calamari Star Cruiser. This set used to retail for about $110 here in the United States, where it was a Toys R Us exclusive. In 2023 money adjusted for inflation, that is about $156. This set contains 789 pieces, and here is a front look at the glorious box. This box is very special because of the Fans Choice Anniversary Edition label at the bottom. Also, the 10th anniversary Lego Star Wars logos just look beautiful. I love this humongous box, and there is a quick look at the back of the box as well. Included with this set are two different instruction manuals. The first one has 75 pages of building, while the second one has 42, and at the very back there are advertisements for the other sets from the summer 2009 wave. What an absolutely fantastic collection of sets. I have all of these besides the Venator, which I will always want, but probably won't get because of the new UCS version coming later this year. Here is the completed set itself. It's essentially one large playset build with a side A-wing and of course minifigs. The figs are incredible in this set, so let's look at them here first. The first minifigure included in this set is the first ever appearance of Admiral Akbar in Lego minifigure form. This exact same figure eventually came in a magnet set in 2010 and the 2013 A-Wing as well, so his value has gone down a lot. But he was pretty much a first try perfect figure for Lego. His torso print, the amazing head sculpt, all of that looks brilliant, and he's actually the only figure in this set to receive any back printing as well. This literally is a perfect Lego Admiral Akbar. I adore this fig. Figure number 2 here is a generic unnamed Mon Calamari who has a completely exclusive torso print. The head is the exact same as Admiral Akbar, and he's holding a wrench, a great fun character to get on the side of this set. In my humble opinion, this set has one of the better minifigure lineups we've ever seen from Lego Star Wars. Besides this A-Wing pilot, this guy looks so dated to me. He looks like a minifigure from 2000 when the first version of the A-Wing came out. For 2009, none of this holds up, including that weird generic smiley face. I do not like this figure. Lacks detail, and I'm really glad in 2013 they actually made a specific mold for the A-Wing pilot helmet, because this helmet is just not doing it for me. Next up here is the Battle of Endor version of Lando Calrissian, who looks very, very cool. We actually just saw this exact costume in brickhead form, which was very nice, and this particular version of Lando was remade as a minifigure in the 2017 A-Wing set, but this of course is the first ever version, and it looks really, really cool. I love all the details besides the eyes. Of course, this was before Lego Star Wars made the change to adding like pupils to their eyes, so they look kind of weird and lifeless, but besides that, an absolutely fantastic and exclusive figure. General Madine is included in this set, and honestly, this character in the movie looks like he has Lego minifigure hair to begin with, so he translated really well into Lego minifigure form, and this is the only time we've ever gotten this character as a minifig, which makes him extremely desirable and very cool. I love this figure again, besides the beady little eyes. Last but not least for the minifigures here is Mon Mothma, the only version of this character ever in Lego minifigure form, and I am stunned Lego has not remade her. This character seems to be appearing in everything in Star Wars. She's in Revenge of the Sith deleted scenes, she appears in Rogue One, she appears in animated shows like Rebels and Clone Wars, she was in Andor, and she's going to be in the Ahsoka series. So honestly, it feels like Mon Mothma's been in every other Star Wars project for the past decade or so, so it's really cool to actually have a Lego minifigure form of of her. Now, her face print definitely does not hold up here in 2023, but I feel like you could replace that face print with any generic female face print from this decade, and it would look like a pretty modern update of this character. The torso print is fantastic. I love the cape as well, and it's just awesome to have this completely exclusive character to this set. An amazing final fig. Minifigures out of the way, we can now focus on the build itself, and you can see this is divided into two very distinct chunks. However, they are very sturdily attached together. You can actually pick up the entire build by these Technic beams here. It is incredibly sturdy. But LEGO did make these sections ever so slightly modular. You see this little yellow Technic piece right here? Basically, if you pull that out, you can actually detach these two individual sections. It's actually kind of difficult to do because there are some other Technic pieces keeping them in place, but it is nice to have this option, especially when looking up close and personal with each individual part. We'll kick things off here with the hanger first. Hangers are something that are pretty ubiquitous amongst all Star Wars properties. However, besides maybe Darth Vader's castle and the bigger Death Star playsets, LEGO has made very few hangers in their day, so it's really cool to see one here. Admittedly, this isn't the most exciting looking thing in the world, but it is jam-packed full with functions and cool part usage. Lots of big gray plates, especially the graded ones, are used here, which is really nice. You can see the side here has some nice designs as well. I like these tubes, and on the ground, they're actually trapdoor pieces that can lift up to reveal some storage space. Unfortunately, they don't give you any extra things to store. You're essentially just supposed to put the minifig accessories in there, but it is still pretty cool. The other side has an exact duplicate of the same storage space and this cool little platform. I like this design with the ladder going up here, and you have these tubes that have a play feature we'll look at later. Now, there are some additional details to look at with the hanger, but a hanger wouldn't really be a hanger without some sort of vehicle to put in it. So let's switch gears and look at the A-Wing included with this set. LEGO has made a normal scale version of the Return of the Jedi A-Wing a lot, including in 2000 in red, in 2006 in red, in 2013 in red, and 2017 in red. Oh, and of course they also made the UCS version a couple years ago in 2020, also in red. This, however, is a Return of the Jedi A-Wing, but in dark green. Now, they have done dark green A-Wings from the sequel trilogy in Episode 9 and Star Wars Rebels, but specifically for Episode 6, this is the only dark green A-Wing they've ever made, and that makes it extremely unique. The design of this A-Wing is definitely similar to the 2006 version with some slight differences. The guns are definitely something that are very different, and I like how they actually have the ability to rotate up. That is an accurate detail to the movie. And of course, this was a LEGO Star Wars set in 2009. There is a flick-fire missile with the blaster here, which works out okay. I just hate when you fire a flick-fire missile and all of a sudden your blaster is completely gone. It just looks incredibly awkward. The cockpit here uses the older style of this piece, and I'm very glad LEGO has updated that because it leaves a really awkward gap to be able to open this up here. But the interior does have a nice printed control panel, and you of course can put your A-Wing pilot inside. The back fins look pretty good, although they should be angled in a little bit more. That is something they have fixed on newer versions of this vehicle. And then you have a bunch of weird stuff going on here, which is a play feature that interacts a lot with the hanger, so we'll look at that in just a minute. Finally, from the belly of the A-Wing, you have one landing gear, which can fold up. These kind of act as the other landing gear, and then this piece is actually what keeps it in place on the hanger. If you land that gray part on this yellow part right here, it actually goes in, which is very nice. Now, there is a really cool playability function featuring an extremely long Technic axle rod. Essentially, if you pull this rod, it will move the A-Wing back and forth, but there's also a small gear mechanism, so if you spin it, it rotates around 360 degrees, and there is enough clearance on every side so it doesn't hit the walls or anything. This is really fun and really addicting. I love this function. It's so much fun to play with. But the play features involving the A-Wing in here don't stop there. Remember those those tubes? Well, there actually is an exposed little spot on the side of one of the A-Wing's engines, and you can simply take one of the tubes here and actually attach it to the A-Wing, which is really fun as well. And one final thing, that strange design towards the back of the A-Wing actually opens up like so, and then you have this piece on top that can move around like this, and also has a winch that moves up and down using a Lego string piece. You can attach this part onto this piece inside here and then pull out the engine of the A-Wing entirely for your mechanic to fix up. That is another extremely fun and clever playability function. There are truly hours of fun to be had with the hangar section of this build, and this gap right here actually leads into the other distinct half of Home 1 here. You can see the other hallway build on that side. If the last section of this build was designed more for play, this is definitely designed more for display. This section here is supposed to be the briefing room on the Home 1 Mon Calamari Star Cruiser, where they go over the plans to destroy the second Death Star. To represent the hologram of the second Death Star, LEGO has used the 2008 Fantoka Bionicle Orb piece, which is such a strange and weird LEGO part, but I think it honestly gets the job done really well without LEGO having to make a specialized mold. Great part usage there. I like these pieces on the side, those look very cool, and the rest of this room honestly feels kind of barren, lots of empty space in here. These are all sticker control panels, they look good but annoying to put on, and these gaps here aren't great, and I don't love all the exposed Technic there. So really not the greatest design in the world, but it is so iconic and cool to get in LEGO form that it kind of makes up for it. You know what else is also kind of iconic from this ship? That's the bridge, which is a really cool design, kind of hidden on the backside of this build. All the details you see here are stickers, unfortunately, but they look darn good. I especially like this one. The little details on the walls look very cool, and there's even a mug for Admiral Akbar, such a random thing to include, but it's kind of cute. There are more sticker control panels off to the side. These seats are duplicated on either side, and then you have Admiral Akbar's chair, which is just epic. If there were a Hall of Fame for LEGO chairs, this would definitely go in it. Another sticker detail here looks very cool, and you can kind of see the design of this chair. It looks really nice, and of course Admiral Akbar fits in here, and you can fold over that control panel on top of his lap, which looks nice. Now there's one final playability feature with this set. The designer of this set must have been extremely proud of the mechanism they came up with for the hangar moving around the A-Wing, because they literally duplicated that here, but in much smaller scale for Admiral Akbar's chair. This is so cool. It moves back and forth, and of course it spins, which means you can recreate the iconic "It's a Trap" moment. This is so much fun. I love seeing this, and it adds a lot of personality to the build and playability of this set. Bringing everything together here for the LEGO Star Wars Home 1 Mon Calamari Star Cruiser set, reviewing this was just an epic rush of nostalgia for me. I always wanted this set when I was much younger, but I couldn't afford it. Now, here I am 14 years later with a job and some disposable income, and I was finally able to purchase this set, which was a dream come true for me. One thing you might know about me if you followed my channel for a long time is that I usually prefer vehicle builds to location builds, especially in LEGO Star Wars. I'd say honestly 9 times out of 10 I'd rather have a vehicle than a play set. Nothing against play sets, I own a lot of them. I just think LEGO Star Wars lends itself better to vehicle builds, like the A-Wing included here. This is the 1 time out of 10 that I think a playset is actually cooler than a vehicle. We have never gotten the Home 1 Mon Calamari Star Cruiser as a vehicle in LEGO Star Wars form. And look, I would love it if they'd actually make that set at some point in time. It's an iconic vehicle from Return of the Jedi. I would definitely purchase it. That being said, the most iconic things that happen on that ship in the movie are in the briefing room, or in the bridge, and then the hangar. LEGO was able to capture all of that with a playset rather than doing a vehicle build, and while that might rub some people the wrong way, I personally think it was a brilliant decision and made for a really awesome looking set. In my opinion, this set is a perfect blend of fun play set for kids while also being nostalgic for adults and a really good display piece as well. I really don't have too many issues with the build of this set, as you probably figured out through my close-up segment of this review, and of course, the minifigures here are fabulous as well. So, that leads into the infamous segment of every LEGO Star Wars review, where I have to complain about the price. If you view the dollar price of this set from 2009 in 2023, without adjusting for inflation, I actually think it's a great deal. The price to part ratio for 110 bucks isn't amazing, but there are a lot of bigger pieces, and I think the size of this build warrants that price point. However, when you adjust it for inflation, it's $156, which looks horrendous. That makes it one of the more bad prices LEGO Star Wars has ever done. So I definitely don't think it's a good value adjusted for inflation. That being said, if you want to get this set here in 2023, shockingly, it is not appreciated in value all that much. You can get this set sealed in its original box for around $170, which is only $60 over the original MSRP and only like $15-ish above the adjusted for inflation MSRP. That is one heck of a good deal, and I think if you like what you see here and you want this set, it is honestly worth it to buy it sealed because you'll get the full experience of this set, which is just fantastic. And I love this set so much that I'm actually, oddly enough, going to recommend buying it sealed on aftermarkets, even though it's 14 years old. I had a few nitpicky flaws with this set, but for the most part, this is one of my personal favorite LEGO Star Wars sets ever made. I love this piece. I think any big LEGO Star Wars fan should get this set, which is why it's going to get a very high rating of a 9 out of 10. Those are my thoughts though. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Also, while you're at it, please hit that bell, subscribe, like this video, and check out the description to find me on social media and Patreon. I love it if you look at me over there. Have a fantastic rest of your day. God bless. Peace out. Bye-bye.